Hey, good evening, everyone. My name is Vic, and this is our streaming boot camp. So, for those of you that are new to the show, be sure to subscribe to the show because that's we get you to come back and see us later. But I'm a podcaster, been podcasting on 5 different podcasts now. So, this is one of my many podcasts. This is my fun one. I just do it once a month. And it's where I try to give back to you guys on some ideas of how what I've learned in the last 4 years of podcasting and some of the tools that you can use to, if you're getting into this new and you want to start a podcast, using some of this AI stuff to kind of really drive your podcast home. So we're going to do something a little different here. I'm going to do this live, but we're talking about building thumbnails that drive massive engagement. Part of the very first thing that people are going to see when you play something, say on YouTube, is your thumbnail. And if it's not going to be interesting, you're not going to click on it. So you want to make that your whole hint. So let me bring up my other screen here because I think it's easier if I do that. And what I'm going to do is one of my podcasts is a healthcare uh, research. I do different research on different stories about different issues that are out there in the healthcare world. And so I present that. So I'm going to show you how I build a thumbnail for that. I'm going to use a couple different AI things here. So I'm going to start with this is an article that I was reading, and I really kind of like this. I think it'd be perfect for my show. And it's these forever chemicals, and they're finding them now in baby formula. So that's kind of scary. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT. Now, what you want to do is just, if you're new to using AI, it's all done by prompting it. So I'm going to want to get an optimized title, something that's going to catch people's attention and not the one that necessarily they use for that program. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in there. And then I've got this. Oops, that didn't work. Well, so much for being live. I forgot that my computer went down on me while I wasn't paying attention, and my program that allows me to do shortcuts disappeared. So let me just bring that back up here. So I use a shortcut program, which now is working the way it should. And basically it's a prompt here that says that you should write 3 SEO, the search engine optimization, titles under 75 characters. That's kind of a lot of the titles for different social media restrict how many letters you can have. So 75 is the max for LinkedIn, which is why I kind of go with that one. So here we go. And we've got a few different choices here. I like this one. Forever chemicals in baby formula, FDA results explained. So I'm going to copy that. Now, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go in and I wanted to create a thumbnail for me. So I'm using ChatGPT to create that. And again, I've got a prompt and it says to create a prompt for an optimized thumbnail on, and then I'm going to put in that the optimized title that I like the best, and I'm going to put that in and let ChatGPT do its thing. So I'm going to talk to you about a couple different programs that I use to build thumbnails, which ones I like the best, which ones I think are less good, and how one AI can be used to prompt another AI. So here we go. I've created this prompt with ChatGPT, and I'm going to grab that information, copy that, and now I'm going to go over to something called Midjourney. Midjourney is an art program. I've been using Midjourney almost since it came out. It just now came up to its 8.1 iteration. 8.1 finally makes it useful. And you can see I got a couple thumbnails up there that I kind of did a test on. So what I do is I go and I paste this in, and in Midjourney, you can pick the aspect ratio for a thumbnail. You want 16 by 9. and then you go ahead and put it in. Now, before, Midjourney wasn't very good at doing things that required like putting labels on things, reading what you wanted printed out. It's super fast, which is the thing I really like, and you can see what it came up with. And so it's if you can try to read this through, what it's actually told us to do is create a high impact YouTube thumbnail for forever chemicals and baby formula. Layout, split screen, professional presenter, male or female, scrubs or neutral attire. Remember, this is a healthcare one. On the left, the close up of baby formula container bottle. On the right, minimal clutter, readable background, clean medical news. So it's kind of saying what it wants. And then label, text overlays, large, bold, high contrast, forever chemicals, gives you colors that are most popular with YouTube, especially baby formula plus FDA. So we can see that's the things it's looking for. Now, here's where I have problems with Midjourney. Out of these 4 that it generated, only 1 that it got the spelling correct. I guess this one is correct too. Well, yeah, so this one's correct too. So that's actually better. It's kind of impressive. Not bad looking. Not my go-to. I've been using this. Oops, that wasn't good. Again, folks, the problem when you do something live is I just went and closed the program. Oh, bear with me here. I'm gonna put that back up here. So Flow is a Google product. It's from Google Labs. It's labs.google/flow. And you're going to find out why I like Flow. It does take longer, but it's much more accurate. So I'm going to do the same thing I just did with Midjourney, only using Flow. Now, Flow also, this is something it came up with pretty recent here. It uses Nano Banana, Gemini, part of the Google thing. But before, you could not pick your aspect ratio. Now you can. So you could define it, but and let's be fair, it got 4 with the other one, so I'll give it 4 chances with this one too. You can have 1, 2, 3, or 4. Free for making images, which is always nice. So now I put that same, oops. So I want to put this same prompt that I just created by ChatGPT. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in here, and it's going to go ahead and create this. Now, while it's creating this, I'm going to show you something else that you can do with these. So we can see that those are kind of impersonal people, whoever is picked. But you could actually put that same thing in there and use a photo of yourself if you want. So I'm going to take a photo of myself and put it in the image prompts and then throw that in here. And now it's going to utilize that. And again, this is working with the Midjourney. Super fast. Well, I will tell you that pretty much none of these look like exactly like me, but I guess this one maybe is the closest. But as you can see, it got the spelling right. Baby formula, FDA results, forever chemicals. I'm not as happy with how it does that, but again, it is an option. Its speed is really one of these things that I try to utilize it because of that. But let's go over to Flow. Flow is as I said, is kind of slow, but it did pop up for you. So here is our Flow, and we can see. I'm going to go back here so you can see kind of a comparison between the two. So here's what Midjourney came up with. And we'll just kind of make one of these big here so you can kind of see it really good. That's what it came up with. Now, I think Flow has, let me get rid of that one because I think Flow has a little nicer look to it. I kind of like some of this. That looks more like baby formula. So again, there's the Flow. Here's Midjourney. you kind of pick which one you think is best. I'm really sold on Flow for creating the thumbnails. I'm going to tell you that right now. I think that's really impressive looking. Now, if you want, the other thing I like about Flow is if you want to, let me go back here. If you want to download that, whoops, cancel that. I want to click that. Now, I have the choice of making a 1K image, the original size. I can upscale it to 2K. If you want to pay more, you can make it actually 4K. Now, I'm going to tell you right now that YouTube, which is my biggest channel, will not allow an image that has greater than a 2 mg photo. So the 1000 is ideal. So I just downloaded as a 1000 and just tell it to allow it, and it'll create that for you to use. Now let's go back to our buddy Flo, and we can do the same thing I just did as far as adding in a picture of myself. So I've got some pictures here that I use for Flow. Here's me. I'm going to upload that. And you can see it's uploading it. Again, remember what I told you, everything's kind of slow. And then we can go ahead and put our prompt in here. It should utilize that picture. It'll take a little bit longer for it to do this because that's why I wanted to do this live and let you see how long it takes for it to render in Flow. This is live. You're seeing, of course, you probably know it's live because I made a couple of goofs, but I'm getting this set here to go. But that looks like me. So it's much better at capturing a picture of myself. So if I wanted to use a picture of myself, even more reason I would definitely use that over using Midjourney. But again, Midjourney just turned over this 8.1 version, and I'm telling you, it's like night and day better, especially when it comes to putting print things in your labels inside your thumbnails, which is of course what you need. And the same thing for saving these. You can just right click and save the image. It does also, I think it gives you the option here. You can make it higher definition if you wanted it. But what comes out is perfectly normal and perfectly good. So that's really kind of it in a nutshell. I hope that I hope I can push the right button. So I hope this was interesting. So you can see how, I'm trying to show you what I use the two things for. So I have used Grok. I've tried to make thumbnails with Grok. ChatGPT actually makes a pretty good thumbnail. It has one little glitch in that. You have to tell it. I think somewhere in here you have to make sure you have your aspect ratio in there. Well, we'll just see what it does. But just for the heck of it, we'll bring that in. Also pretty slow, but it doesn't give you the ability to pick your aspect ratio like you can on the other ones. But I thought for sake of clarity, it does a pretty nice job. Between all three of them, ChatGPT is the slowest of the two. Oh, that's why it wouldn't give me the aspect ratio. And there we go. So we can make that big. So you can see very similar to the job that was done by the other two. So, I mean, it's kind of in that same level. I really think this really jumps out at you. Chemicals, baby formula. You can see its formula there. Got my Euro Nurse logo on my shirt. You can put your own picture in there. I haven't really done it with this one before, so I'm not sure. Oh, I guess it'd help if I showed it to you. Sorry about that, folks. I was running it and not showing it. I forgot to come back to the screen. So this is what it looks like from ChatGPT. So again, it's really, I think it's really good, but it takes forever. It's just slow. So it'll get better too. Oh, I was going to say the other thing about ChatGPT is I don't have a paid for subscription. And if you start generating these pictures, it's only going to let you do a couple, and then it's going to tell you, "Hey, you're good. You can't do anything else till tomorrow." So that's another reason I don't use it. Midjourney I do pay for, so I can do pretty much anything I want. Um, Google also gives you a lot of free stuff, but if you start doing things like creating videos from them, which you can do, it'll limit how many you can do. You so many credits per day, and then you have to either buy more or upgrade your subscription. You can go poor buying all these subscriptions to all this different stuff. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments, please put them in the comments area. And if you're thinking about starting a podcast, or maybe you're a podcaster and you're looking to try to up your game, hey, a good thumbnail will go a long way. With that, I'm going to call it a night and enjoy the rest of your night. I'm going to go and enjoy mine.